Welcome, Josie. I'm very glad and honored to have you here today.
Hello, hi, thanks.
Awesome, awesome, Josie. Please, can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Josie?
Yeah, well, talking about this topic, before being a software developer, I was a security guard for 9 years.
Wow.
And the last 2 years, I was the security guard leader in Google for Startup campus in Madrid. It's something for startups that Google founded in Madrid in 5 years ago or 6 years ago, so I can remember right now. Lots of events there about every topic you can imagine: marketing,
Yeah.
software development, Google I/O, that kind of things. Actually, was in a Skill Embassy clone that had an event there that they claimed that everybody can work on software development if they are eager to learn and they love the technologies, etc. So it's something that came to my mind a lot of times, but I was sure that I really need a degree to work on this position. But well, I give it a try, and I start studying by myself. I couldn't pay because this wasn't free for free. This was paid, and it was a very expensive. Not like yours. This was a really expensive bootcamp. So I started to learning by myself. I found lots of free resources. Well, I was in the best place in the best moment. Every time I have a doubt, I could ask to the people around me because I was surrendered in my surroundings. Always a lot of programmers. I had a good friendship with a couple of them. So well, I started to code with JavaScript actually in the front end, doing my stuff. And well, long story short, 10 months later, I start working as a software developer in a new company. I start my career as a software developer, but as a backend developer. What That's the long story short. If you want,
Awesome,
I can
awesome.
go. I
That's
can go
that's
deeper.
that's a very wonderful story. So, starting out, what actually exposed you to software development? How did you came about it? Was it an inspiration from somewhere, or you were just exploring and you were exposed to it?
Well, actually, when I was a child, I love technology as almost everybody. In my village, I was studying on my grandma's village.
Oh, okay.
Engineer minoring in engineer, okay, mining for the
Okay, mining
mine.
engineering. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. But well, at the end, I didn't finish that. But I love to, I don't know, create my Excel files and program them. But I thought that wasn't programming. And actually, at the end, it's very similar. But I also, for example, made a web page about the Lord of the Rings using Dreamweaver. Well, I had that kind of approach to the technology. Okay,
Awesome.
I usually fix computers to earn some money. Someone has a problem, I go to the home and I just fix the computer. That's why I feel interested on computers. But I thought that programming was really hard. That was like binary or assembly or something like that. Well, when this event that I told you came to me, I give it a try, and actually I realized that if you love it, you love what you do, you can learn it. Well, I also, let's be honest, I was very good connected because I was connected with people on Google,
Okay.
with people with lots of startups.
Okay.
And I started my career for a startup, and then I jumped to another one, and that was my process. I know a lot of people working on this, and also, to be honest, it's something that I love, and also that something that is not easy, but not easy because it's not easy, okay? But it's something that I love so much that at the end you spend so many hours doing what you love
Yeah.
that you get better and better and better. Just that. And finally, something in your mind makes click, and you start finding patterns. You find one pattern here and there and there, and you start applying that patterns for everything in your day by day. Yeah. That pattern for front end is very similar to this pattern on backend, and this MVC is very similar to this, and well, that kind of things. And I'm good looking for patterns and using them. So that's why I started, and well, it was a good idea at the end.
Okay, that's great. So initially, you loved computers, you loved solving problems, technical problems with your machines in your village and stuff. But at what point did you know that coding is a professional thing, or it is something you can get a profession out of?
In that event, yeah, I was in that event. Actually, they said that you can work on this without a degree.
Okay.
I start asking my surroundings. I want to remind, I was the security team lead, so I knew everybody working there because it was my job.
Yeah.
I knew everybody's face. I knew everybody in person. I knew who is this and who is this and what is this guy working on. People came to me to ask me for, hey, can you give me a name to do this, for example? And I was the man that, well, I knew everybody.
Came to you.
So
okay.
not everybody came to me, but I knew everybody, and everybody knew that I knew them. So when they wanted to connect by themselves, they usually goes to networking events, etc. But a lot of times they came to me and say, hey, I know you know someone to do this job. Can you recommend me someone? And I have always 1 or 3 names. So I decided to ask to them. They were actually programming for startups. They were actually earning a lot of money. And they were actually, I knew they weren't geniuses because I knew them. And they are just people that work hard, but not geniuses. And I started asking them, and I found that only 1 or 2 had the degree. The rest of them was people that, well, start like me, making Excel files, fixing computers. Well, when I was in the university, for the exams, I had a Casio calculator that can be programmed on BASIC. So I programmed the calculator to cheat on the exam. So that when I saw them, because I keep my my calculator here somewhere because I have moved recently, but I have the calculator, and I showed them my program to cheat on the calculator on the exams, and they told me that kind of things is what they do every day. A loop, an if, etc. So I was shocked because this cannot be possible. You cannot make an application just with a couple of loops and 2 or 3 ifs. And they told me, not a couple and a couple, millions of ifs and millions of loops, but it's basically is this.
Yeah.
And that's why how I say, well, I'm going to start to study by myself. And if I see that I'm good for this, I will pay, etc. But at the end, I didn't need to pay for classes. I just learned by myself and asking people around me.
Awesome. So it looks like from your start, you had some support along the way, right? You had support in direction, how to go about things, where to start from.
Yeah, Totally. And I also, when I was programming for 8 months, more or less, not programming, learning to program, I founded a community, Open Source Weekend, and in a year we were the most important open source community in Spain. I also had a lot of support from that community. That also opened me a lot of doors. That it was something that I didn't expect, because I founded the community just for fun,
Oh, okay.
and actually it opened me a lot of doors, job offers, etc. Well, I cannot say any more about this. Just I found my passion when I was 33 or 32. I don't remember my age when I started. It was a little bit late, but well, it was actually on time, and now I'm working on that.
Awesome.
Actually, I have here a photo of mine
When
with the security guard uniform.
oh yeah, first
Yeah.
anniversary. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And well, this startup, Gamify, that they had to close. They gave me the last sticker. The people that was working there, well, with the best wishes, and they're saying that you will have that job. And actually, I found it. So well, I have a lot of support. I had a lot of connections, and also I had a lot of luck, and I also study hard.
Yeah.
Everything. It's not only having luck. It's everything.
Hard work and learning. Yeah.
Work a lot and ask to the correct people. Do it in the best moment. Well, I cannot see anything more. I studied like, I don't know, 8 or 9 hours every day.
Wow.
Every day.
Okay.
I also, something that I forgot, when I was working there as a security guard, I became a father. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I became a father. So when you became a father, something switched in your mind, and you start looking for more opportunities to be a better and if I weren't a father, probably I still be a security guard, because I won't have the need to improve in my life. I was actually 9 years doing the same thing. I was in a very comfortable situation.
Yeah.
It was the best shift on all Madrid, the best position in all Madrid, being a security guard. I cannot imagine a better one. So, but becoming a father started something on my mind to look for better opportunities.
Okay.
Answering your question, I haven't gone into a bootcamp ever.
Okay.
Something that I'm doing right now, and in the past, I actually became a teacher, not for boot camps,
okay,
but for courses, basic programming. Actually, I started teaching JavaScript, but when I became a Python developer, I started to go into Python more and more and more. TDD, because it's something that I usually try to do.
okay.
Well, I started to teach people on how to program with Python, on how to do TDD, etc. So, but it's not bootcamps at all. Okay, not
so
bootcamps.
Pure
It's
self-taught from the ground up.
Yeah, I usually pick people that doesn't know anything about programming. In 3 or 4 months, I teach them the basics. Okay, I teach them not to do TDD, for example, but I usually teach them how to do scripting. We always start with scripting. If they go fast, I start doing some patterns and MVC, something like that. A little bit of databases, because I'm Python, I'm developer, so I usually work on backend.
Okay.
Work with files, the basics. And if they are really, really, really good, we usually make a little project. Like, I don't know, depends on the person. I had projects from pupils, well, of every level. Someone that started scrapping some data and storing here and there and serving, found their own startup. People that start, well, I don't know. I remember another one that has to be with kids, what they eat on school, etc.
Okay, okay. So if you remember your first job, what was the experience like? Did you have the confidence when you got your first, position in a company? Coming up as a self-taught person, how was the experience?
Actually, well, terrifying. It was terrifying. It was no, it wasn't a good experience. I had to be honest. Why? Because when I went to the my first job as a software developer,
Okay.
I go to a company that they were looking for a leader, someone to lead the team, not to lead technically, but lead a soul leader.
A team lead or
person that
something like
can.
that.
Yeah, it's like a team lead, but not tech lead.
Okay.
I was the
Okay.
leader. I was the leader because I was to the meeting. I was going to the meetings. I was asking, well, the person between the boss and the rest of the team.
Okay.
And they hired me because I had experience on that matter, because I was a leader on Google for Startup Campus. So the boss told me it's easier to teach to code a leader than to teach to lead a programmer.
Okay.
So they hired me, and I was terrified. Actually, I started studying harder and harder to be enough. And at the end, 6 months later, I was about to. Well, I don't know. 6 months later, I was exhausted, and I also started having problems with the boss, because I'm the kind of leader I am is not the kind of leader that he wanted.
Okay.
Yeah, they want they didn't want a leader. They wanted a little boss. And my kind of leadership is, if you start not doing your job at your best, I start asking you, hey, what's up? Do you have any problems? Do you have something wrong at home, or something wrong here at the job? Do you need a change? Do you need something? What can I do for you to be better at your job? What's happening? And they didn't want that, because in 6 months I asked for for every team member raise their salary like 2,000 euros. And at the end, the boss told me that I was there to save money to him, not to make him waste the money.
Okay.
And that was something that breaks my mind. At the end, I have to leave.
Okay.
And I started working on the next startup. That was the best thing that ever happened to me.
To you.
It was Alea Soluciones. It's a company here in Spain that I can only say good things about that company. Okay. Lovely people. They teach me almost everything that I do right now. It was like learn in 2 years, 1 year and a half, what you usually learn in 6 or 7 or 10 years, like a laser. It was focused every day. I learned TDD, I learned Python, I learned Linux, I learned everything that you usually learn with a lot of time, I learned with them.
Wow.
It was amazing people that love me, that treat me well. And at the end, I had to leave, not because I wanted, and not because they want me to leave, but it was something that I was always feeling that I wasn't doing enough.
Okay.
So that feeling was giving me, the imposter.
Okay.
Yeah, the imposter syndrome. Play with my mind. And I had to leave. I had to leave because I really feel that they were giving me their best, and I wasn't doing enough for that. Okay. And in my inside, I couldn't do that. I couldn't do that for longer.
Okay.
And I had to leave. And after that, I started feeling better because I found other places to work, but always I find people that were more time coding than me, but I was with them in the same level, even higher in some subjects,
Okay.
sometimes lower in others. But I found that after all, I wasn't that bad.
Yeah. Yeah, you realize that. You realize that.
So it's a bad feeling, but I will suggest people to go over it and keep working.
Okay. Okay. So right now in your daily job, what are some of the tools that you work with as a software engineer?
Well,
Fine.
in my daily basics, I usually work with Django,
Okay.
Django framework, Python, also with Async.io, Postgres
Okay.
as database, DocumentDB as another database. From Amazon Web Service, we work with, we also have software on Azure, microservices, some is in Amazon, some in Azure. I work on my machine is a Linux machine.
Okay.
With Docker Compose.
Okay.
I'm not maintaining the Kubernetes, but I know that we have Kubernetes running, but I'm in my local, I'm working only with Docker Compose. I'm not working with Kubernetes on my local. That's my daily basics. Sometimes it's get fancy and I don't know, have to do something with Golang or Ruby, or I don't know, depends on the situation. Sometimes Java, but that's a very, very, very strange thing. I usually just work with Python and Unix. Amazon is the hardest part because I haven't learned anything about Amazon Web Service before starting this job, but I'm learning every day. Every day you learn something new. Yeah.
Awesome. So what would be your tip or advice for someone coming into tech without a computer science degree? What are some tips you'd like to, or some advice you can give to a person like that?
Totally. My first advice is, what I like to know when I start with it. First, you can do this. If you love it, you can handle the situation. Okay. If you like it, okay. If you don't like this, you're not going to work on this. To be honest, you have to love this. Actually, don't think on programming also only. Think on solving problems in a technical and programmatic way, because, for example, I've been without coding any solution for 2 years, for 2 weeks in a row, because I was doing another stuff with Unix, with this and this tool and this other tool, and wasn't related with programming, was related with using tools. So it's not always programming, okay? And sorry, the other thing, take a path, a good path to learn. As someone that knows more than you, and ask him, what is the best path? What I have to know to become a backend programmer, or a backend or a front end, or whatever. I don't recommend full stack at the beginning, okay? I know that everybody wants to be a full stack, but try to specialize in one or another. Ask someone that knows more than you, which is the best approach, which is the best path, and go with that path. Don't start looking to other paths every week. Because when I started programming, I started to use a path, but 1 week later, someone told me that another path was better. I changed, and it was beginning. Then I changed to another one and changed, and that's not the best approach. Just take a path, go until you end, and when you end, you need to learn more. That you will, for sure. Start with another one, but finish first. Finish.
Okay.
And just my best advice, I suppose.
Awesome. So what do you think about support along your learning? If you have support along your learning, maybe some sort of mentorship, how do you think it helps your learning journey as a software engineer?
Can you repeat the question?
I
Sorry,
mean,
the last part.
on your journey as a software, becoming a software
Jenny.
engineer, yes.
What's Jenny? Jenny, I don't know what's Jenny.
On your learning phase, becoming a software developer.
Oh, okay, to
Wow.
become a software developer.
Yes. What do you think about support you get? You know, people come around, they teach you where to go to, things you have to learn. How does that help you becoming a good software developer?
How important is that to have people around you?
Yes, exactly.
Vital is like the main thing. You need someone.
Okay.
If I hadn't anyone, I don't know where I became or whatever. But when you are struggling and you are about to, okay, this is not for me, I'm going to stop learning, or I go, this is not for me situation that you're gonna find a lot of times.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good thing to have someone near and say, hey, when I was studying that, I had the same feeling, and you're going over this, okay? Or actually, dude, don't try to learn. For example, I'm going to say something that maybe is what is my opinion, okay?
Okay.
I won't recommend Java as a first language, for example, because you need to put your mind in object-oriented programming. You cannot script things. Okay. So maybe you find someone that has experience, recommends you a scripting programming first, like Python or JavaScript or Ruby or something like that. Okay. You start scripting and look into what you're doing, and you see that everything is working, and you are not struggling with a semicolon, for example. That's great. Okay, that's a good starting. Okay. If I had nobody to send me that kind of tips, maybe I started trying to program with Java and I will not succeed. Just an example. I want to stress that, but it's really important to have someone near you that have more experience to the mentorship. A mentor is not a person that will give you the result of the problem you are facing. It's not going to solve your problem. Okay. But it's someone that can say you, hey, look at that. Look at this kind of problem on internet, or look at this pattern here or there, and solve the problem by yourself. Okay, that's a mentor. Okay. It's not someone that solves your problem, and it's really important. Really important.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Jose. Is there anything that you think you like to say that I didn't mention? Probably a message out there to anyone coming up or having a passion, want to transition to technology or becoming a software developer or product designer?
Yeah. Actually, I have a very, very hard message.
Okay, let it go.
Yeah, it's hard. Okay, a very hard message. I'm a Spaniard. Okay, I live in Spain. Okay, and I know the opportunities are not the same in the rest of the world. Okay, I have lots of opportunities on Spain. For example, in the United States, there are more than here in Spain. Imagine, and I know that Africa is one of the hardest places to succeed on everything actually. Okay. You have to keep in mind that, because I have a success story, but if I was living on Africa, probably this is not a success story. Okay, so keep in mind that if you are failing and you keep trying, don't think that you are bad. If you keep trying and you can do actually things, you can make a website, interacting with it, you can, I don't know, store something in a database, you start learning the better patterns, solid, I don't know, TDD, that kind of things, and you become a very good coder and still don't have a job, it's not your part. It's the situation. It's really hard. Okay, and don't think, but very important, don't stress yourself on, don't lay the guilty on your back. Try to focus, find the opportunity, because there are less opportunities, a lot of less, but there are. I know there are. Okay, actually, I'm working with a person from Uganda on my team, so I know that there are companies hiring people from Africa, from India, from, I don't know, Mexico, that has less opportunities. Well, keep going until you succeed. Don't think that is your path if it takes too long. I only had to do like 10 months of learning. Maybe you have to do, I don't know, 3 years.
Okay.
This is the situation.
Okay. So something just I might ask, how are you going about fatherhood and your job? How are you, merging the two?
Oh, that's a good one. Well, actually, when I was a security guard, I was the leader, but I actually didn't have a schedule that I only know my working hours with 1 month. I have to do the working hours for everybody, but you have to be fair. You cannot always have the same working hours. Okay, you have to work in nights. You have to work some weekends. Sometimes you work 12 hours. Sometimes you work 8 hours. Sometimes you work 7 hours. Sometimes your teammate falls sick, and you have to stay at work 2 or 3 hours more because someone has to be there. Yeah, it's not like you are calling and you have not finished, but your job hours has finished, your shift is finished, and you need to go, and you leave. There's not a big deal. So right now, well, some of the best things of working on tech is that everybody wants to work with you, so you can ask for crazy things sometimes. So when I started working on my company, I asked to work on 100% remote.
Okay.
Before the COVID, this was before the COVID. Okay.
Okay.
So they gave me that. They gave me a good working hours. Okay. They are flexible. Okay. Actually, when I finish my job, my kids are coming from the school because my wife is going for pick up them. Okay. And when they arrive, I have finished my job and I can stay with them. So I enjoy my kids every day. Every day, all my free hours are with my family. Okay. Okay. Sometimes also for skating, but lately only for my family.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. It was a nice time I had with you, Jose. We are very grateful for joining us today. You have a very wonderful story, and I'm sure that our audience and viewers will take a lot from your journey, and then they'll be very inspired to carry on their career journey in tech. Awesome having you, Josie. This is the moment I will say goodbye. Have a wonderful time with your family and everyone. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.